Welcome to Dear Business Coach, the podcast. My name's Elizabeth Walker, your producer and host, bringing you exclusive spotlights, interviews, articles, free resources. This is Dear Business Coach, the podcast. Listen, follow, and the email subscription is at dearbusinesscoachpodcast.com. Also, access the free magazine each week. All it takes sometimes is one little thing to move your business forward today. Recording. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and there it is recording. I have to double check and make sure. Well, you know what,
Yes.
Meenakshi, I actually not sure if I am pronouncing your last name correctly. I would say Bansal.
It's Bansal. Yes, right.
Bansal. Okay, no, that is different. Okay,
Yeah.
so Meenakshi Bansal. Bansal is how I would say that.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Well, I've asked you before, and I mean, I know that I have asked you before to share with me your profile, but I wanted to make sure. So tell me a little bit
Sure.
before I get started. Welcome to the show and the Dear Business Coach podcast. And you know what? I've been
Thank you
working
so
with
much,
you
Elizabeth. It's an
for.
honor to be here with you.
I think we have a little bit of a delay. Okay, let me try that again. Can you hear me? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah. So since we have been working together, I actually have maybe more questions about how I can improve my social media presence, but I don't really think that that's all that you do, right? I know you as a social media specialist, but why don't you tell me, how would you introduce yourself?
Uh, Elizabeth, it's a long story, but making it really short, I've started my journey as a media analyst. After doing lot of projects under the media analysis, like I've worked with multiple organizations, and I was still not getting the path which I was looking at that time.
Mm.
Was there, but not for business usage or utilization. It was there just for fun, making friends, having chats. And though I was really struggling out for there's every person should need a piece where they can settle down with their profiles and their role in their professional journey. So I was actually looking out there, like what is best for me. And then when I started my career, like I've started social media management in the year of 2019, and then I realized that yes, that's my area.
Wow. So we are partnered. The Dear Business Coach podcast is now officially partnered with NordVPN. And you know what? Look out for the logo, some press releases, cool information. What in the heck is a VPN and how does it work? I'm really excited. I travel and now I know how to get the VPN security I need. So, Nord is now officially our affiliate partner. Look out for ways to support the show by going to the affiliate link I provide to you in your email and other places you can see it on the website. Thanks so much, NordVPN.
I've started everything which supports business on social media platforms. So that's my journey. And today, when I'm working with Fusia, I'm collaborating with platform which is actually empowering women, and it's actually backed by women entrepreneur.
There's there you go. Okay, so this
Elizabeth,
video is catching up. Well, I am very curious. What one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, what does a day in the life of look like? What does your day kind of look like? And why how do you structure your priorities. I can't imagine working with several of me at the same time.
So that's a question like which I've also tried to answer myself not many times, because things are little bit pretty much uh, disorganized at my personal front, because I have a little monster at my home, like my daughter. She's just 2.5 years old, and um, that's how I have to balance my day out. So initially I woke up really early because I have some responsibilities on me to drop my child to school, and then my husband and my other family members, I have to prepare the meals so that they can go to the office. Then I spend some 30-35 minutes on me while doing some sort of meditation or mantra chant. After that, I'll have the sip of tea or coffee, whatsoever mood of that day, and then I'll start my day. I usually log in at 10 p.m. to my work, 10 a.m. sorry, 10 a.m. To my work, and so on. I've started my very first meeting at 12:30 p.m. And after then, there's some days like completely free from meetings, client meetings. Some days they're like completely packed up, back to back, lot of meetings. And while having meetings, I have to report as well, report and update them as per the work, the process, the procedures, and everything. Usually I wind up a little late, like around 8:30 or 9 p.m. After winding up, I'll take a rest for like couple of minutes, 20-25 minutes max, not more than that, because then I have to prep the dinner again. And that's the time of the day when I sit with my complete family. I've discussed a lot of things, I've chat, uh, and that's the time when I feel like really connected to life, because I think that's really utmost important. While you're staying with the family, you're living with them, and so you also know about their sentiments, you also know about what's the whereabouts, like what they are feeling, what's the plan they are making, anything, some sort of issues, some medical things, they required some sort of support emotionally, mentally. So usually my day ends around 11 p.m. And yeah, I think it's not well structured, but for me it's like kind of feasible. uh, I think I can be more uh, I feel like a lot of comfort in the schedule. I feel like there are like moments in the day when I also feel to rest a while, to to think out of the box. I have the full liberty to scroll social media pages, for me, for my clients as well. So I think that particular kind of schedule of regular regular day, it's something which I feel it's my comfort. So yeah, so that's what my day looked like.
Yeah, that's a well, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I when I ask that question, even if I were to ask myself that question, I'm not sure if I could tell you. What do I do all day? And and I get the impression from meeting with you on a regular basis that you're a high energy person, and I think that that might be part of what makes you good at your job too. I really like the idea that you you might be fully packed all day, right, between personal and work, but it sounds like you're breaking up your day sort of like beginning, middle, and evening. There are pieces of time that are specifically set aside for things that are important to you that have to happen every day, your meditation, your maybe a break in the middle of the day that's kind of up to you, whatever that looks like, and then the family time, and those are like sounds like non-negotiables for you. And so I
Exactly,
think
exactly. True.
that really probably fills up your tank. It's the way that you're speaking about those things makes it sound like your day wouldn't be exactly complete, or maybe it wouldn't be the same if you missed one of those things. What happens if you do?
So, sometime when sometime when the day demands more than what it should be, then I usually skip the things which relates directly to me, which is like meditation, chanting. Having said that, like some sort of minutes which I spend on me time, so I definitely exclude it from my schedule. Basically they're like very few days which actually demands a lot of my energy. So especially that time there's no compromise with other things, but yes, I exclude my me time and the things which related to me. But I don't compromise with anything else, otherwise it won't balance like it should be. So so yeah, if the day doesn't seems like a regular one which I just said it, so I definitely pick those extra moments from my from my personal time, and I fulfill the requirement of that day.
Yeah, I well, so I think that you have to break up your concentration in a particular way. I'm very picky about how I set up my schedule because I'm very paranoid that won't give somebody the attention they deserve when we're in a meeting, for example, and that um, takes a lot of time to figure out, and people around you who might be able to help you um, say yes and no to certain things. So I think you probably have to measure quickly what is effective during your day, right? So if you have a lot of digital stuff to delegate, like if you have a video that needs repurposing or a video that needs editing, you might have somebody to help you with that. And then there are things that maybe only you can do. So when I ask you as a client for social media help, how do you figure out what you can ask a team member to do versus what's important for you to do directly?
That's a really interesting question, Elizabeth. So I work alongside with my team. So there's like good amount of teammates I have. We though we are working completely on cloud-based platform. So I make sure that I allocate the task as per their own capabilities. So there are like days when I have to deliver the videos, I have to make sure the edits are done, and I have a lot of other tasks which I need to promised already to deliver on that same day. So I make sure that I have a videographer in my team, and I can load the similar video task to them, and they can do it on time. Instead of burning out myself, I try to split it out the work, so that the commitment should be fulfilled, and and delivery also, and it won't
Mhm.
burn me out, it won't overwhelm me. So the things which I take care, which I don't rely on anyone else, that is the content part. I think that's the one which I mastered in it. So I make sure that the content should be under me, whether it's writing for short captions, whether it's for video scripts, whether it's for newsletters. The content should be under me only. So the
Mhm.
rest of the editing tasks, I have team.
Hey, listeners, don't forget to subscribe to email if you haven't already. Do this at dearbusinesscoachpodcast.com. And if you are a new subscriber, look for the magazine coming up. You can get a free download as a new subscriber. That's dearbusinesscoachpodcast.com. Thanks so much, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Remember, you are a superstar.
So I make sure that on behalf of me they can do it.
Hmm.
but nothing goes delayed.
Right. Well, that would be I would have a hard time figuring that out. I have learned I have been enjoying the process of figuring out what I can give you to do as well that is part of the creative process. So as as simple as it seems, like editing or proofreading, those are things that don't seem like creative processes, but they are for me because that's one of those things that I worry about. That's one of those things that keeps me up at night, right? Is because I do. I will spell the company, I'll spell the guest's name wrong, just one letter off, and I've done it before. And so, that's a lot of responsibility on your end as well. Now, what about, the way to write a social media post is tricky for me. I'm still figuring it out. You and I have a process of getting clips out for the podcast,
Right.
but I don't have a process for my own posts that I do personally. And there's probably a lot that I can learn about that. Is there like a magic structure that I should be following to make a post good?
No, no, Elizabeth, there is no such magical, term is introduced for social media. It's a very logical and strategical part for your digital presence.
Is there a magic trick to making a post good, right? When it comes to me posting my own uh, consistent work outside of things that are marketing clips for the podcast. And basically, I think you started to kind of say there's not really a magic trick to it,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I believe you. I feel like there's supposed to be a formula that I have
No.
to follow or something.
No, no, no. There is no such, term which, as of now, introduced for social media. So it's very simple, and it's very simple. And so basically, social media worked on a strategy, not on magic.
Mm-hmm.
Strategy like, you have to pen down things which you're supposed to do in a month. So let's say, by next month you are traveling to some other part, like for vacation or maybe for work. So you need to pen down the dates, right? Then if you are writing some good quotes or motivational post, if you have some inspirational lines to share with your audience, then just make sure that a weekly one post should dedicate just for your viewers, where you are simply giving your sort of inspiration to them, right? Like
Yeah.
anything, thought of a day kind of thing. Then, for engagement, you're just asking some, you are creating some polls, like, is it a sunny day at your location too? Yes, no, maybe, kind of, so that on stories you start getting some engagement with your audience. Then if you have some upcoming podcast, so then just create a buzz on your social media that this day the guest name should be there in the post, that I'll be hosting XYZ on this day. So stay tuned for the new episode of business, uh, Dear Business Coach podcast. Stay tuned, I'll be sharing more updates, like. So we need to segregate the calendar week wise, day wise, so that we know, few days prior, that which day what we are posting. Maybe you are going on some vacation, you are sharing some glimpses of your vacation, you are having some delightful meal, you just click a picture, tell your audience what is it all about, right? So that they also know that, oh, might be in this particular location they got such amazing food from this restaurant, and ask the restaurant owner if you can tag them, or just simply
Mm-hmm.
tag them. So it's actually make sure that your engagement can be broader. So that's the simple tricks of social media. There's nothing as hard as we think. It's really, we are also human. What we are doing, it's something we I am working on, a list of clients, and they all are belong from some different sectors, right? Some are business coach, some are leadership coach, some are money coach, some are holistic coach. I even never visited their company, their offices. I have everything in documents, right? I need to run the research first, like where's this particular organization is, what's the ideal audience for them, their ideal audience issues, their likes, their dislikes, and as per them, as per that analysis and research, I create the calendar. So it's just based on the research, just based on a taste of your audience, like what they are liking or not. And of course, on everything, above everything, you need to stand your business, you need to stand out your own voice, your own presence. It shouldn't be, if you are a, if, so you have a podcast, you are a producer of a podcast, so anywhere in between a week you have to do two dedicated posts for your own business. Whether you have to plan for the entire week, but two dedicated posts just for your own business, just to let others know that yes, Elizabeth is doing this. She's owning a podcast, she's a producer of a podcast. Maybe it can be just a buzz for the next podcast, maybe it's just a buzz of the newsletter, maybe it's glimpses of the last podcast, anything like that. But it should be twice in a week, it should be there. Ideally, we ideally we suggest four 3 to 4 posts in a week for a better engagement. Otherwise it can be a regular one, you won't get much of traction on social media, just because every day you are up coming with another post. So the post won't get into the search engine. And so that's a technical term, but ideally for a page health, we suggest 3 to 4 posts in a week.
Well,
So
that is, I like the way, I like, I like the phrase that you're using for page health. That
yes,
is
yes,
great, right? I love the way that it gives me a vision of thinking like, okay, we're kind of like checking the pulse, making sure the respiratory system's okay and everything looks healthy. So movement, right? So if I were going to think about what is like a healthy profile, like if I were to go to a doctor and get a checkup, they would need to know, right? Is my blood pressure okay? How's your diet? And so movement, and they're going to want to know, movement of those things. So that's really a really good way for me to think about that. I'm not surprised that you said that you need to maybe post a few times a week. However, you specifically just differentiated between the types of posts. And that's not really something I was thinking about posting content in terms of like uh, a section of content and then a section or a line or two that could be a call to action, which I get confused with engagement. So you're not only telling me right now that I could or should actually break up the types of posts, like an engagement post is different from like a story, from an informational post, for example, which is totally different again from the third thing you said, which is actually to give your audience like a teaser what's coming next. And so I hadn't really thought about those things in actually different posts. I just thought of them as like different sections that maybe we would squeeze all into every post. So that's not what you're saying. You're saying actually these are different types of content.
right, right, absolutely.
Okay.
So Elizabeth, so if we think about the platform, so I'll give you a cheat code of the platforms, how these cheat code work. So basically, LinkedIn is what your professional platform is. Exactly where you can talk business to business, right? You can connect with business owners, executives, leaders, coaches, you know, these high maintained profiles over there. So LinkedIn is more like to get the engagement in sort of making more, or to explore more business opportunities. Maybe in your case, when you are posting something on LinkedIn regarding your podcast, so you have higher chances if you can add a CTA where you are asking if you have some story, if you have something, some good journey which you would like to share with me and the globally presented audience, then click this link, or maybe there must be some registration form link to make your entry, will reach out to you and will listen to your story.
Mm,
So that's how you'll get more leads out of there. Now coming to Instagram and Facebook, these two platforms are never meant for business. These two platforms are only meant for engagement. And the audience also differ from LinkedIn has really high potential professionals, and where on Facebook and Instagram has a youth generated platform who have a mindset of to who actually burned out their days in offices, while going home, while reaching home they are scrolling just to get some entertainment. So
right.
they want some sort of easygoing easygoing content rather than some educational post. They want something which is really viral post, or maybe they want something which they didn't know, like what is happening in the world, so some sort of knowledge, but in the sense of journal knowledge, not educational knowledge. So for you, the approach on LinkedIn, the approach on Instagram and Facebook would be uh, on the poll sections, like guess who will be my next guest, and the category. Maybe the category is from a social media person, B, a YouTuber, C, an artist, or D, a dancer. So let's see what your audience get back to you. You also feel like yes, your audience want to see more such kind of content. Then there would be a post which is stating that tell me in comment section your highly wanted question to be asked in my next podcast. The next
Mhm.
podcast is with a doctor, where I'll be asking some sort of hygiene related question just for women. So women out there in my profile, just drop your questions in the comment box and I'll definitely ask them in my next podcast. So that's how you can engage with your audience platform wise, ideally. uh,
Uh,
so that's a simple algorithm of these platforms. And that's how you can start getting engagement and traction from different sources.
wow. Yeah, no, I guess I kind of inherently had I guess I kind of had thought about the difference, like you're pointing out. For example, LinkedIn is for people who are there for business, and then they don't want to look at that at
Right.
nighttime. They want to scroll for entertainment. What I thought was really fascinating there is you are pinning it down where right, somebody wants to go to Instagram to, yeah, sure, I want to learn something about the world in general that helps me connect in general to other people and sort of feel like I know I'm up to date on something like pop news, for example. So that gives me something to think about differently. Now, I mean, I think that you have also given me some pointers about how to share things that I can say versus, like, if you post for me, my audience can see that, and I think that gives me credibility, and the other way works too, right? If I'm posting versus a person on my team, the audience can see that too. Do you think that that also builds some interest if the audience can tell that there are for a business, for example, when the audience sees a few of us posting to the business account, does it look, more professional, or am I making that up?
No. So okay, so sometime what happens, I'll tell you. On Instagram and Facebook, it never shows up that someone else has been posted on your behalf. But yes, LinkedIn does. When
Mhm,
uh, as per as my what I have did for you, like whenever I post on behalf of you on LinkedIn, it shows that my name,
mhm,
okay, on your group. So what has happened, it shows the credibility that you have a team.
mhm,
Nobody knows, like, if you have a virtual team or a in-person team, it doesn't matter, but it shows that a brand has team, uh, and they are working for them, right? They are
mhm,
making a buzz for them. They are making uh, they're making efforts for them. So it actually having started building a trust level,
mhm,
a credibility among your among your guests, that yes, someone on behalf of you. Because Elizabeth, you are at the position where you can't do it or manage everything by your own, right? You are
mhm,
taking interviews, you are you're on the process of uploading it on different platforms. Then you have to coordinate with the guest as well, and sometimes it won't look good when you are that. Yes, it should look good when you're responding your guest on social media, your audience on social media. But if somebody from your team, somebody on behalf of you is posting for your brand, it actually built a trust and credibility for the brand, that yes, the brand is not a one man army. They have they have a good team who can who have other responsibility, where they can post, where they can update, then can create a buzz on social media. So I think that is for the LinkedIn part. But yes, directly getting in touch with your audience definitely marks something awesome, because in that way they don't have to wait, right? If they have some query or question, you definitely give the answers right away. But if they
mhm.
ask me any question, I'll definitely take out some minutes or some day time, and then I'll get back to them. So that's the power of an owner of a page. Other than that, I think nothing makes any change difference.
Well, that. Yes, no, you did just say a really fantastic point, right? You are also by default giving the audience truthfully access to you. If you're the owner of the page, it stands
Right.
out when I can show that I am directly making myself available to the audience. And or maybe, it is actually better if, for example, I want you to help with something, or if I want you to provide something to the guest. So that's actually helpful. And then being available from the post side of things also to say, hey, this is the host and the producer. So I think that's interesting. I actually hadn't really thought about how it adds more
Right.
weight or something to when you do post. Well, I don't know if I haven't. I actually need to check the time. I think we're almost out of time. I think I might have kept you. Well, so where do I get in touch with you? Where do you like folks to reach out to you?
I think that the best place is LinkedIn, because that from there they can see my more work. They can see like how I manage my clients, and they're like testimonials where they can see it, they can feel it. So I think LinkedIn is the best way. But if they want to entertain, I have my Instagram ID too.
Yeah, okay. Well, those are places where I think everybody knows how to get to. You know what, Meenakshi, I thank you so much for being here. And so, what I will do is let folks know they can actually actually get in touch with you too if if you have space in your calendar, or somebody at Fuchsia has space in their calendar for a consultation. So that is also available too, right? You guys are accepting clients at
Exactly.
this time, is that true?
Yes, yes, we are definitely accepting the clients, and we are really open. If anybody wants to, contact us, they can directly reach out to us at www.fusiatalent.com, and where they can, find the place where they can schedule their meetings, they book their slots, and our team representative get in touch with them, hear their story, and definitely help them out.
Oh yeah, you guys do a fantastic job with stories and articles too. That's another facet that we will have to talk about some other time.
Surely, surely, I'd love to do that.
Okay. Well, awesome. Well, Meenakshi, thank you for coming to the Dear Business Coach podcast today. And you know what? We'll talk again really soon.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. It's really, honored to be here. I know I'm working with you since really long, but uh, I never thought that I've got this chance to be on your platform. But thank you, thank you all your love you poured today, and definitely I eagerly wait for the next episode where we can talk more about social media and about future.
Yeah, we have we have a meeting coming up on the calendar next week. So all right. Well, thank
Yeah,
you,
great.
and we'll talk. Okay, have a good day.
You too. Have a nice and lovely day. Bye bye.
Bye for now. You've been listening to the Dear Business Coach podcast. My name's Elizabeth Walker, producer and host. Don't forget to subscribe to email. Thank you so much for being here, and find one thing today to move your business forward. Contact me at dearbusinesscoachpodcast@gmail.com. And as always, you are a superstar.